Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing great. So guys, let's continue with our discussion on overhead costing. What we have been discussing in the last lecture, we were discussing about the methods of overhead absorption, that how we can absorb the overheads in one unit of finished product, right? So there are various methods, various direct carriers that are required for the absorption as we discussed. So the various methods were percentage of direct material cost, percentage of direct labor cost. So everything I gave you, right? Percentage of prime cost, rate per unit of production. Then we have the direct labor hour rate, and then we have the machine hour rate, right? So all these methods we discussed in detail in the last lecture, right? Regarding these lectures, one very important thing, all those who want the handbooks, they can order the handbooks from our website, that is www.ksjteaching.org, and all those who are interested in having the soft copy of the books, that is available on our Android mobile app KSJ Teaching, right? But that can be viewed in the app only, right? You cannot download it or print it. Right, sir. So in this, when we discussed about the machine hour rate, I'm going to make a small change in the machine hour rate formula, right? What is that small change? Here, instead of the budgeted machine hour rate, I will say instead of budgeted machine hours, I will say effective machine hours, right? Sir, why I'm saying effective machine hours, I'll discuss it when we are going to do the detailed discussion on the machine hours, right? And in the last lecture, I told you that we'll be doing the detailed discussion on machine hours for the next 2 to 3 lectures. But before we start with the machine hour discussion, we have to do 2 practical problems, right? Because practical problems are equally important. So whatever we have covered on the absorption of overheads, based on that, we are going to do 2 practical problems. And from the next lecture, we'll start with our detailed discussion on the machine hour rate, which is a very, very, very important topic from examination point of view, right? 8 to 10 marks question on the machine hour rate can be asked. It has been asked in the past, it can be asked in the future. That is very important, right? So we'll be doing a detailed discussion on the machine hour rate. Don't worry about it, right? We'll do the practical problems also. We'll do the detailed discussion also, how to solve the practical problems. We'll discuss each and everything, right? So in this lecture, we are not going to start with the machine hour rate. What we are going to start with is we are going to do some practical problems. Let's see, sir. Question number 7. Firstly, sir, how can we access this file? These YouTube question file is available on our Android mobile app KSJ Teaching, right? So, and all those who will be ordering our handbooks, they will get this file soft copy through their mail, right? They can send us the mail that, sir, we have bought your copies, hard copies. They can send their receipt and we'll send them the YouTube questions, okay? Now, coming to question number 7, let's see. A manufacturer found that his production cost for an accounting period had been as follows: direct wages 80,000, direct material cost 20,000, right? So this is a direct cost. This direct cost means this is already identified. This is already identified in one unit, right? Production overheads 1,60,000, total cost is 2,60,000. So these two are my direct carriers, right? These two are my direct carriers, isn't it? Now, he says the direct cost of job 155 were direct wages 800, 3,000 for the direct material cost. The job consists of erecting a small building. You are required to calculate the works overhead. That is the overheads. Works overhead means the production overheads, right? This is equivalent to production overheads, chargeable to job 155 using the following methods: material cost rate, labor cost rate, and the prime cost rate, right? So what it means, see, this is the actual data given for a period, right? Whenever you have the actual data, this actual data will be used as a budgeted data to find out the overhead absorption rate, right? Consider this as a last year data and consider this as the current year data. As per our discussion in the last lecture, what I am saying is this is the actual data you have. This is the actual data. This actual data for this job 115 will become the budgeted data. right? Now you have to find out that for a particular job, this is the total expenditure that you have incurred for this particular job. If the direct wages cost is 800, material cost is 3000, what is the amount of production overheads that are attributable to particular job 155, right? Say I went to the manufacturer, I asked him, I gave him a particular job to make me the Indian cricket team t-shirts, right? This is job 155. Now, if his total expenditure in the manufacturing is this, but he wants to charge me according to the job 155, that is the manufacturing of Indian cricket t-shirts, Indian cricket team t-shirts, right? What is the amount of production overheads that he will be charging me? This is what we need to calculate for a particular job based on the three methods: production cost rate, labor cost rate, and prime cost rate, right? Cost rate means percentage method, right? These methods what we have discussed here: percentage of prime cost, labor cost, and material cost, right? Is that clear? So can we start? Right, sir, let's do it. Question number 7, right? So first we'll do it as material cost rate. Material cost rate. How are you going to calculate the overhead rate? Overhead rate, how you are going to calculate? Sir, budgeted overheads, right, divided by budgeted material cost. Any doubt? Any doubts in this? Right? So what is the budgeted overhead? Sir, overheads are given as 1,60,000, and what are my budgeted material cost? That is 80,000. So I can take it as 1,60,000 divided by, multiplied by 100, right? Divided by 80,000 multiplied by 100. Sorry, material cost, material cost is 20,000, right? This is the wages cost. Material cost is 20,000. So you need to be careful with this thing, right? In the exam also such kind of mistakes can be made, right? So 20,000, right? So this comes as 800%. Now, what does this formula signifies? This signifies that if I am investing 20,000 in the material cost, my overheads will be 800% of that material cost, right? This is the meaning of this formula, that if I am spending 20,000 rupees as a direct material cost, in that case, my overheads will be 800% of that direct material cost, right? So this formula says that my production overheads will be 800% of direct material cost. Any doubts in this thing? Right? So can you tell me that for a particular job, we have for job 155, what is my direct material cost? What is my direct material cost? Can you tell me? For this particular job, the direct material cost is 3,000 rupees, right? Rupees 3,000. Sorry. Rupees 3,000. So if my direct material cost is 3,000, what will be my production overheads? Can you tell me? The production overheads will be 800% of the direct material cost. That is 3,000 multiplied by 800%, right? So this comes to rupees 24,000. Clear, sir? Any doubts? So this is the first method, that is the material cost rate method. First, we have to calculate the overhead rate on the basis of the given data, right? Given actual data will be which will be our budgeted data, which says the production overheads will be 800% of the direct material cost, right? Now, second method. Now we'll come to second method. Second method is the second method is labor cost rate. Labor cost rate. Now, how to calculate this labor cost rate? How you will calculate the overhead rate? Overhead absorption rate. Very simple, sir. Budgeted production overheads, right, divided by budgeted labor cost multiplied by 100, right? So what is my budgeted production overheads? 1,60,000. What is the direct labor cost? 80,000. So I can say 1,60,000 divided by 80,000 multiplied by 100. So this will come to 200%. So for a particular job, now what does this formula signify is that whatever are your production overheads, how to calculate production overheads? Your production overheads will be 200% of your labor cost. So for a particular job, that is job 155, what is your direct labor cost? What is your direct labor cost, sir? 800 rupees, this one, right? So this is rupees 800. So if the direct labor cost is 800 rupees, what will be your production overheads? Sir, 800 multiplied by 200%. This will come to rupees 1600. Any doubts? Right? So whatever is the direct labor cost, my production overheads will be 200% of that direct labor cost. Clear, sir? Any doubt up till this point? Okay, now the third method. Third method is prime cost rate. Third method he says prime cost rate. So in this method, first you have to tell me what is your prime cost. What is your prime cost? Prime cost is the sum total of direct material cost plus direct labor cost, or if there are any direct expenses, we'll take that also, which is not the case in this question, right? There are no direct expenses. What is direct material cost? 20,000. What is direct labor cost? 80,000. So what will be my prime cost? Prime cost will be rupees 1 lakh. Any doubts? We have discussed the prime cost, I told you in the last lecture, right? Now how to calculate the overhead rate? Overhead rate, what will be my overhead rate? That will be budgeted production overheads divided by budgeted prime cost multiplied by 100. What is my budgeted production overhead, sir? 1,60,000. What is my budgeted prime cost? 1 lakh multiplied by 100. So this comes to 160%. Now this signifies that my production overheads will be 160% of prime cost, right? This signifies that production overheads will be 160% of prime cost, right? Now for a particular job, now we have to calculate it for job 155. Now for this particular job, what is your prime cost? What is your prime cost? What is the material cost? Material cost is 3,000 rupees. And what is the wages cost? 800 rupees, right? So what is your prime cost, sir? Prime cost is 3,000 plus 800. That will come to rupees 3,800. Any doubts? So if your prime cost is 3,800, what will be your production overheads? What will be your production overheads? It will be whatever the prime cost is, 3,800 multiplied by 160% of that. 160% of that, and that comes to 6,080. This will be your production overheads. Clear? For a particular job, for the job 155. Clear, sir? Any doubts? Any doubts up till this? Clear with this question? Right, sir? So this is question number 7 from our YouTube question series, and these questions you can access from the Android mobile app. There is a nominal charge that we are having, right? So you can get it from the mobile app. Clear, sir? Question number 7 is done. Now we are moving on to question number 8. Let's see. Sir, it seems like a big question. Don't worry. What's the issue? Even if it is a big question, what's the issue, sir? Let's read the question first. Bookdown Limited manufactures 3 products in 2 production departments, a machine shop and a fitting section. Right, so there are 2 production departments. One is the machine shop and the other one is the fitting section. Very good, sir. Shown below are the next year's budgeted production data and the manufacturing cost for the company, product X, product Y and product Z. Production 4200 units, 6900, 1700. Prime cost, direct material is given, direct labor cost is given for the machine shop and for the fitting section, and machine hours per unit are given. Very good, sir. Budgeted overheads, allocated overheads are given for all the sections, right? There are 2 service departments, that is canteen and machine maintenance. So these are your service departments. These are your service departments. Clear? Any doubt? No, sir. Rent, rates, heat and light. Then depreciation and insurance of equipment. Now these are to be apportioned. These are to be apportioned. Remember the primary distribution, secondary distribution? Yes, sir. Right. So everything is going to be used here. Clear? Additional data, gross book value of the equipment is given, number of employees is given, and the floor space occupied square meters is given to you. Right, it has been estimated that approximately 70% of the machine maintenance sections cost are incurring the machine, servicing the machine shop, and the remainder incurred servicing the fitting section. So he says, whatever is the total cost of this machine maintenance. Now, listen to it very carefully. He says, whatever is the total cost of machine maintenance service department, out of that cost, 70% is being attributed to machine shop and 30% to the fitting section. Why? Because this department is providing 70% services to machine shop production department, and here it is providing 30% services to the fitting section department. Clear? So that means whatever is the total cost, 70% will be attributable to the machine shop production department and 30% will be attributable to the fitting section based on the services being provided. Right? Read the line again carefully. It has been estimated that approximately 70% of the machine maintenance section cost are incurred servicing the machine shop. So 70% is for the machine shop and the remainder means 30% incurred servicing the fitting section. Clear? Now he says, calculate the following budgeted overhead absorption rates on the basis of machine hour rate for the machine shop, a rate expressed as a percentage of direct wages for the fitting section. He says you have to calculate the absorption rates and what are the bases, which method you are going to follow. He has specified that also. Very simple, sir. He says for the machine shop production department, you have to use machine hour as the carrier, and for the fitting section, you have to use which method? Percentage of direct wages. Percentage of direct wages. Formula number 2. Clear? Right, sir? But see, for this overhead absorption rate, what you need? You need the total overheads of both the departments. Total overheads of both departments. Right? And you need the total machine hours. You need the total direct wages. Only then you will be able to calculate. Isn't it? Just try to understand. Very simply, I will say, there are 2 production departments, right? There are production departments. Which are the 2 production departments? Sir, machine shop and fitting section. And fitting section, right? Now he says you have to calculate the overhead rates, right? This is based on machine hours. this is based on machine hours, and this is based on percentage of direct labor cost or direct wages, one and the same thing, right? Now if you have to calculate it on the machine hours, what you need, the formula is budgeted overheads divided by effective machine hours, isn't it? So that means for this formula you need two things. One is the budgeted overheads, you need the budgeted overheads also, right? You need budgeted overheads and you need effective machine hours, isn't it? You need these two things, right? And for the direct labor cost, what you need, the formula is budgeted overheads, divided by budgeted labor cost multiplied by 100. So that means for this formula you need the budgeted overheads, you need the labor cost, total labor cost. So basically you need three things. One is budgeted overheads of both production departments, right? Second thing that you need is effective machine hours, total effective machine hours. And the third thing that is required is the total labor cost. Right, so these are the three things that you require and we have to calculate. Now how you will calculate the budgeted overheads? Leave the effective machine hours and total labor cost for the time being. First let's decide how you are going to calculate the budgeted overheads of both the production departments. For this thing you will need to do the primary distribution and the secondary, right, distribution. So you need to do this based on the question, right? Clear, sir? Now you are very much clear with primary and secondary distribution, isn't it? You people are very much clear with it. This chart is clear. Why I made this chart? So that you are able to understand the question, what the question's requirement is, right? What we need to calculate. If you are clear in your mind that what we need to calculate, then only you will be able to calculate, isn't it? Otherwise you won't be able to calculate. If you don't know the requirement of the question, then how can you calculate the things? You won't be able to do that. Clear, sir? Shall we start with the question? Right. So first we are going to do what? First we are going to do the primary distribution, right? Let's start with the solution now. Let's see, question number 8. So first we'll be preparing what? We'll be preparing overhead distribution sheet, right? This is for primary and secondary distribution, right? So we'll have particulars. Then we are going to have bases, right? Then machine shop, fitting section. Then we have canteen, and we have machine maintenance, right? Now first we'll be doing primary distribution. First step is primary distribution. Now you have studied about the primary distribution. Can you tell me what is the first step in the primary distribution? The first step is to take the allocated overheads. Are there any allocated overheads given to you? Yes, sir. The first line is given as allocated overheads. That is 27,660, 19,470, 16,600 and 26,650. So the first thing that we are going to take is allocated overheads, right? So there are no bases for that because these are the allocated overheads, right? 27,660, then fitting section is 19,470, right? Then we have 16,600, right? and then we have the last one is given as 26,650. 26,650. Any doubts? What is the next one? The apportioned overheads. The first one is rent, rates, heat and light. Let's see how much it is. 17,000. Rent and rates I'll write. Okay. What is the basis? On which basis you are going to distribute this rent and rates? On the basis of equipment, on the basis of number of employees, or on the basis of floor space? Sir, very much obvious. We are going to distribute it on the basis of floor space, right? Floor space. So all those who are having my books, they can go to the this distribution part, this primary distribution. There we discussed about the reasonable basis, right? I have given you the list of reasonable basis there. So for the machine shop, it will be 9,000, 3,500, 2,500 and 2,000, right? I'm not going to spend too much time on this primary distribution because we have already spent a lot of time, right? Next is the depreciation and insurance, 25,000. It will be distributed on what? This is for the equipment. So it will be distributed on the book value of equipment. Depreciation and insurance, right? Book value of equipment, right, sir? What is the value? It is 12,500. 12,500. Then we have 6,250. Then we have 2,500 and 3,750. So these are the totals. Anything else in the primary distribution? Any other expenditure given? Any other overheads given? No, sir. Right? So that means our primary distribution ends here. Right? Now, after this primary distribution, what we have to do is secondary distribution. For secondary distribution, what do you need to do first? The first thing that you need is the total of the service department cost, that is 21,600 and 32,400, right? Now, sir, a big question. The big question is that, sir, we are not specified which method to follow for secondary distribution. You are not given in the question that which method you have to follow for secondary distribution. Then what should we do? Just try to understand one thing. One is a canteen department. Now, what is the purpose of setting up a canteen? That all the people who are working in the factory, in the various departments, they can have tea, coffee, food in the canteen. So that means this canteen department is providing services to machine shop also, to fitting section also, and to machine maintenance also. Agreed or not? Right? Sir, obviously the people who are working in the machine maintenance department, they will also have tea, coffee, food in the canteen, isn't it? Right? So that means canteen department is providing services to all the departments. Now, coming to the machine maintenance. Now, this machine maintenance department, the question specifically says that 70% services are being provided to machine shop and 30% to fitting section. That means this department is not providing any services to the canteen department. Is it clear or not? Is it clear or not? Logical? Seems logical, sir. Right? That canteen department, yes, the canteen department will be providing tea, coffee, food to all the departments, including the machine maintenance department, whereas machine maintenance department is providing services only to machine shop and fitting section, and no services are being provided to the canteen section. Agreed? So that means from here, one thing we can say, if the canteen is providing services to all the departments, so the first thing that we have to distribute is the canteen department's cost, right? So that means now we will be doing secondary distribution. Now I'll do secondary distribution, right? Now for the secondary distribution, that means we'll distribute this 21,600 first between this and this, right? Why? Because canteen is providing services to all the departments, right? Right, sir. So my particulars will be canteen, canteen. What is the basis now? If you want to distribute the canteen services, on what basis you will distribute? You will distribute it on the basis of number of employees, which is given to you in the question, right? So number of employees for the machine shop, this is going to be 10,800. For fitting section, it is going to be 8,400, 21,600 negative, because this value comes to 0 now, and 2,400. Now can you tell me what is the total cost of this? Which department? Of machine maintenance department. 32,400 plus 2,400, right? So what is the total cost? What is the total cost of it, sir? Can you tell me the total cost? Total cost comes to be 34,800, right? Now this 34,000, this is 0 now. Now this 34,000 is to be distributed between these two departments. Clear? So this will come as machine maintenance. What is going to be the ratio in which we are going to distribute? Sir, it is given in the question on the basis of service hours, that is 70:30. Right? So this comes as 24,360 and 10,440. This is 0. This is 34,800 minus. So now you can tell me the total cost. This is 0. This is 0. So this is the main purpose of secondary distribution. What is the total cost now of these departments? The total cost of which department? Machine shop department, from 27,660 till 24,360. This comes to 84,320, and this one comes to 48,060. This is the tentative values. You can just cross verify once the calculations, right? There can be a calculation error, sir. We are all human beings, so there can be a calculation errors, but more or less it seems to be correct, right? 48,060 and 84,320. Clear? Now what we have done is, in this chart we have calculated the budgeted overheads, right? We have calculated the budgeted overhead, sir. Any doubts? The first step is completed. Now second step, calculate the effective machine hours. Budgeted machine hours or effective machine hours, whatever you want to call it, for both the departments, right? No, machine hours to be calculated only and only for which department? Which department, sir? For machine shop, right? For machine shop. Now how to calculate the machine hours, total machine hours? See, in the machine shop, all the three products are being manufactured. All the three products are being manufactured. Yes, sir. So machine hours per unit is given to you, 6, 3 and 4. Number of units to be produced, it is given to you. So you can calculate the total machine hours that will be used. You can calculate the total machine hours, right? So I will say calculation of machine hours. Now calculation of machine hours. How to calculate this machine hours? Say 4,200 units of X multiplied by 6 hours per unit, right? Plus how many units for Y? How many units for Y, sir? 6,900 units multiplied by how many hours per unit? 3 hours per unit. Plus for Z, 1,700 units multiplied by 4 hours per unit. This is the data, right? So what is the total number of machine hours? What is the total number of machine hours? Total is 52,700. Clear? 52,700. So we have calculated, now we have calculated what? We have just calculated the second part, that is the effective machine hours. Now what we have to calculate? The total labor cost. How to calculate the total? how to calculate the total labor cost. Now this labor cost is for fitting section, right? If I'll write it here, this effective machine hours. Now this is for machine shop, and this total labor cost is for which section? For fitting section. For fitting section, right? Clear? Now for the fitting section, can you tell me what is the labor cost? Sir, 4200 units will be manufactured, and what is the labor cost per unit for the fitting section? We do not have to take this. We do not have to take this, right? What do you have to take? For the fitting section, my labor cost is 12 per unit, 3 per unit, and 21 per unit. This is for 1 unit, and you will multiply it with the number of units to be manufactured, right? So I can say calculation of direct wages of fitting section. Direct wages of fitting section. Any doubts? Now, how many units to be manufactured? 4200 multiplied by what is the labor cost per unit? 12 rupees. Right, plus for Y 6900 units, what is the labor cost per unit? 3 rupees. Plus what is the units for Z? 1700 multiplied by labor cost 21. So what is the total labor cost? It comes to 1,06,800 rupees. Now what we have done is we have calculated all the three parameters. We have calculated the budgeted overheads of both the production departments. We have calculated the machine hour rate. Right, these are the budgeted overheads. These are the budgeted overheads. We have calculated 84,320 and 48,060. Right, then we have calculated the machine hours, and then we have calculated the direct wages of fitting section. Now what you have to do is calculate the absorption rates. Right, now what you have to do is you just have to calculate calculation of absorption rates. Calculation of absorption rates. Right, machine hour rate. Sir, what is my budgeted overhead? What is the budgeted overhead of the machine shop? Now machine hour rate is to be calculated for this one only, machine hour rate, and this is on the basis of labor cost. What is my budgeted overheads? 84,320. 84,320 divided by what? Effective machine hours. You just calculated as 52,700. So this is rupees 1.60. Right, then percentage of direct labor cost. Percentage of direct labor cost. What is my budgeted overheads of fitting section? That is 48,060. What is my total direct labor cost? 1,06,800. We just calculated, multiplied by 100 is equal to 45% is my absorption rate. Any doubts? So this is a full-fledged question that how you have to calculate the absorption rates following the primary distribution, secondary distribution, and then the absorption. This is a complete question following all the three steps. Right? Now, the question, the first part required this. Now, second part, he says calculate the budgeted manufacturing overheads cost per unit of product X. Right? Very simple, sir. He says calculate only the manufacturing overheads, that is the factory overheads. He is asking for factory overhead cost per unit of X. Right? This is factory overhead cost of product X. Sir, how to calculate it? Per unit. Per unit. Right? See, for the product X will go through both the departments, right? One will be the machine shop, right? And the other one will be the fitting section, isn't it? Now for the machine shop, this will depend upon the machine hours. The product X will take 6 hours on the machine, and what is the rate? 1.60 per hour. 1.60 per hour, right? So this comes as total cost as 9.60 per unit of X. Fitting section, how many, what is the labor cost for the fitting section? 12 rupees multiplied by 45% for the overheads, that comes to 5.40. So the total cost of product X will be 15 rupees. This will be the factory overheads of product X per unit, right? Any doubts? So this is what the requirement of the question was. So this is a good full-fledged question following the primary distribution, secondary distribution, and then the absorption of overheads based on the various data, based on the calculations of the machine hour. So very important thing is, the first you need to understand that what you need to calculate. That is why I made this flow chart, to make you understand what you need to calculate, what is the requirement of the question. If you know the requirement, then only you will be able to attempt the question. So with this, we are done with the 2 questions that we were targeting for this part. Question number 8 is done and question number 7 is done. Now in the next lecture, what we are going to do is, we are going to start with our detailed discussion on machine hour rate, right? So in the next lecture, what we are going to do is, we are going to start with a detailed discussion on machine hour rate. That is going to be a really extensive discussion. Next lecture, machine hour rate. Right? I hope you enjoyed this. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe and press the bell icon so that you get all the notifications when the video is uploaded. Right? So see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much.